Hey guys, this is Not Lammers Invoked 101. Welcome back. Today we're taking a look at my new Speedroid deck profile. I've been calling this version Speed Ruler for quite an obvious reason. With the new Banlist coming out, it gave this deck a very, very nice buff. And I'm very excited to show this version off to you guys. This is probably my favorite version of Speedroids that I've made in a long time. I'm really interested to show it off to you guys, but before we get into that, down in the description there's a link to our Discord if you feel like chatting with us. There's also a link to our Teespring if you feel like picking up a shirt or a hoodie and supporting us that way, but there's also a link to our Patreon, so if you feel like backing the channel anyway so we can give more deck profiles to you guys and we can just continue doing this, that is the way to support us. You can also get yourself a very cool Invoked 101 mat by backing us on there. So anyways, before I get even deeper, and I'm still talking about the Patreon, quick shout out to our newest Patreon, which is Dan McCarty. Thank you so much, man, for backing the channel. Hope you enjoy the content. Anyways, we're going to set the spells and traps and the extra deck off to the side like we usually do and get right into one of my favorite decks. The first card we have, of course, is Speedroid Terratop. This is the guy who special summons himself, and on special summon, or normal summon, he gets to search a Speedroid monster. You can only use each effect once per turn. Very cool card. He's awesome. Just like the best Speedroid, sadly at 1, but still very useful. The next guy we have is Triple Tactomberg. When Terratop went to 1, this was the guy we bumped up to 3. Tactomberg has the ability to special summon himself if you control a wind monster, and then he has another effect to tribute himself and special summon a Speedroid tuner straight from the deck, but he locks you into wind monsters for the rest of the turn. Thank God they don't lock you into synchro monsters and just wind monsters, because that allows us to actually utilize our extra deck fully. And you can also only special summon Tactomberg once per turn. After that, we have double or triple Horse Stilts. This is a really good normal summon for the deck. On normal summon, he's able to special summon a Speedroid straight from the hand, which is super awesome as it allows you to potentially summon a tuner and then pop off with your plays. He also has an effect during the main phase after he was sent to the graveyard. You get to banish him from the graveyard and send any wind monster from the deck to the graveyard. So that's pretty insane, especially when we get to some of the other cards in this deck. The next guy we play is double yo-yo. He is one of the better Speedroid monsters, being able to special summon a level 3 or lower Speedroid from the graveyard on normal summon. I really like this guy along with Terratop. We'll talk about the combos that you can do with this guy when we get to the Link monster for this deck. After that, we have triple Red-Eyed Dice. This is your main tuner, and honestly one of the best, if not the best, archetypal tuner in the whole game. Like, the fact that he can just target a Speedroid and shift its level between 1 and 6 is insane. The other tuner we play is the other good tuner, which is triple Den Daiko Duke. Now, if you are playing the Kaiju variant, you do want to play Malicious Magnet, but I'm not playing the Kaiju variant as I feel this version is just a little bit stronger right now, so I'm sticking with this. Anyways, what he does is he is a level 3 tuner, and then while he's in the graveyard, you can banish him from the graveyard to special summon a Speedroid tuner from your hand or graveyard. Pretty awesome card overall. And that is it for the Speedroid monsters. Very, very cool and super functional. After that, we have some extenders, such as Red-Haired Hasty Horse. This guy is awesome. He's a level 5 wind beast, and his effect is if there are no cards in a column, you can special summon him to that column, but if a card enters that column, he is destroyed, which does kind of suck. And it's like you can only special summon him once per turn this way. So but that's fine because we're usually using him as link material. He does have 2018 for his stats, which is pretty good. So alongside Red-Haired Hasty Horse, we also play the namesake of this deck, which is Speed Ruler. We're playing Tempest along with Triple Lightning, the baby ruler of drafts. This was such an amazing buff to this deck. I know that Dragunities actually use this a lot better than Speedroids do, but Tempest is, if you open Tempest and like the Red-Eyed Dice, you effectively have a Kite Drake. This guy summons him straight from the deck, then you can use him as link material, special summon him back to do synchro plays. He is amazing in this deck and is a fantastic addition. I love it. I love this version. So if you don't know what Tempest does, I'll read them for you. It says, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can banish a total of 2 wind and or dragon monsters from your hand or graveyard, except this card, special summon this card. During your opponent's end phase, if this card was special summoned, return it to the hand. You can discard this card and 1 wind monster to the graveyard, add a dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is banished, you can add 1 wind dragon monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use 1 Tempest Dragon Ruler Storm's effect per turn, and only once that turn. So he has like 4 effects on him, which is pretty crazy. And then if you don't know what the baby rulers do, you discard this card along with a wind or dragon monster, and then you special summon the big version. So you either get, if you open lightning, you have Tempest effectively, which is pretty awesome. I love this engine. And then we have the Wind Witches, which we're playing 2 Glassbell and 2 Snowbell. So we're not playing the other one anymore, because she's not very good anymore. With Tempest out now, we can do more stuff just with all the stuff that Speedroids have access to. The level 3 Wind Witch just isn't as good anymore. And there's a card where if you open it with this, it turns this into effectively the same thing as the other one. But she's really good. She locks you into wind, not level 5 or higher wind. And then this one can special summon itself if you control 2 wind monsters. This being a really good card for this deck, as it makes any synchro monster you summon with it invincible, effectively. And that's it for our extenders. So there we go. Moving into the spells and traps. We have, of course, triple speed recovery. This is one of the most insane Monster Reborn-like spells in the whole game. It's pretty awesome. Battle Wasp actually have a card very similar to this. So its effect is target a Speedroid monster in your graveyard, special summon it. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a Speedroid in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So not only does it special summon one, it recovers one. It's an incredible piece of recycling and is a fantastic card. I think Battle Wasp have one that's like special summon one, and then during the same turn you can banish it and make it unaffected by spells and traps until the end phase of the next turn. It's pretty crazy. Then we have the card I was just talking about for the Wind Witches. This is Speed Lift. So Speed Lift is pretty cool. It says if you control exactly 1 tuner and no other monsters, special summon a level 4 or lower Speedroid from your deck. Neither player can activate effects, cards or effects when that monster is special summoned. So which means it protects it from trap holes against like Trap Tricks, which just uploaded that profile, which you can check out up here. And then, but the other part is that because it doesn't negate the effects, Terratop doesn't go off. So you can't summon Terratop and get a search, which really sucks. But the way this works with the Wind Witch is you normal summon the Wind Witch, use her effect to search the level 1 Wind Witch, and then you activate this to special summon a level 3 Speedroid, something like Tactomberg or Terratop, from the deck, and then you special summon the level 1 Wind Witch. And there you go, there's your 8. You have it. After that, we have double limiter removal. I've used this so many times because now the high Speedroids actually have like a decent... we got a high Speedroid boss monster, so in the form of Kite Drake. This is really good with Kite Drake, as he not only gets to nuke everything on the board, but if you open this, he now does 6,000 direct. It's pretty fantastic. After that, we run 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. This has been a staple in my Speedroid deck for a while, as you guys know. This now has a main deck target in the form of Tempest, which is pretty fantastic. It protects Tempest, it protects Crystal Wing and Clear Wing and Fast Dragon, so pretty amazing card. And then we have double Called by the Grave. I don't know why there's not a third one. I've just never necessarily needed a third one in the deck, so I've left it at 2. And then we have our one-ofs, which is Monster Reborn to special summon stuff from our opponent's side back, and a 1-for-1 to get our tuners. So very, very useful. After that, the last card we are playing in the deck is a Solemn Warning, because it's warning, I guess, and 2 Solemn Strikes. These are the only traps that we necessarily need. Yeah, they're self-explanatory. Solemn's very good. And moving into the extra deck, our last stuff that we're playing. We are playing 2 Chambara for the level 5. Very awesome card, being able to attack twice and potentially game your opponent with... So how he works, he also works amazing with limiter removal. Sorry. How he works is if he battles, which includes direct attack, he gains 200 attack and he can swing twice. So you attack once, you declare attack, and then his effect activates to go to 22, and then you chain limiter removal and damage calc and he'll be 44 and then 46, and that's enough for game. And then if he's, let me see, what is it? If he's sent to the graveyard, you can target a banished Speedroid card, add it to your hand. And then you can only use that effect once per turn. So pretty cool, pretty awesome card. And then for our level 6s, I play one Kendama. I think Kendama's pretty awesome. He has the ability to, if you control no cards and he's in your graveyard, he special summons himself back, and then he also does burn damage. You banish a machine from your graveyard and burn for 500. He's pretty awesome. Oh, and he pierces. Anyway, then we have Stardust Charge Warrior. When he is special summoned, when he's synchro summoned, you get to draw a card, which is pretty awesome. And then he can attack all special summoned monsters once each. Unfortunately, he's only 2,000 attack, so he's not necessarily beating over anything big, but he's really cool. If you want to save your Kendama, you can banish this off of, what's his name? Off of Rubber Band, and then get the same the 2 level 3s. And then we have Orient Dragon. This is something that Mio told me I should play. If it's synchro summon, target a synchro monster your opponent controls, banish it. Okay, yeah. But this should be another Kendama. I would really like this to be another Kendama. I just haven't picked one up yet. And then we have our 7s. We're playing one Clearwing Fast Dragon for taking care of extra deck heavy decks, because this has the quick effect of targeting a extra deck monster and dropping it to 0 and negating its effects, which is pretty dope. And then if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can stick it in your pendulum zone. And then its pendulum effect is basically you take a Speedroid tuner and any non-tuners, send them to the graveyard whose total levels equal 7, and then you special summon it from your pendulum zone. So you basically re-synchro summon him. And then we have 2 Clearwings. One of my Clearwings, of course, I always got to point it out, is a funky Clearwing, and it's bleeding through the actual thing, so it's secret rare through the whole card. This is a staple for Speedroids. It's been staple in Speedroids since it came out. It was their OG boss monster for a while. Very dope card. Awesome. Being able to negate a level 5 or higher targeting effect or a level 5 or higher effect is super useful, and you can actually make this and Crystal Wing turn 1 if you open up Return of the Dragon Lords and like Terror Top. I think that's all you need, if I recall correctly, and it makes all 3 of them. I could be wrong, but I think I was able to do it with just those. After that, we have our level 8s in the form of 2 Crystal Wings. I'm using my my Shining Victories Clearwing Crystal Wings now, which is pretty cool. This I finally got 2 Shining Victories ones to match my Cross Souls one, and even they're even the same, where one's first ed and one isn't. I have 2 first eds, but one is my original one, and I like to keep that in my binder. Best card ever, in my opinion. My favorite card, if you guys don't know, Crystal Wing is my favorite card ever. This guy's awesome. He negates any monster effect and then gains its attack, and then he also, if he battles a level 5 or higher monster, he gains that monster's attack. So he's always doing 3,000 damage against level 5 or higher. Just a fantastic card overall. Amazing. Never gonna, just best Speedroid boss monster. And then we have the Japanese promo pull card, Speedroid Kite Drake. He's like, I originally didn't like Kite Drake as I didn't think he was super great, but as I've played the deck, I have gone into Kite Drake quite a few times as just a monster to end games. Also, the fact he's a machine Speedroid and that you can special summon him back with a speed recovery is pretty awesome. So he needs a Wind Machine Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. His effect is, if this card is synchro summoned, you can activate 1 effect. Destroy all other cards on the field, or negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, by battle or card effect, you can add 1 Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Kite Drake once per turn. Very awesome card, very useful, super versatile, but he is at his most powerful when you summon him alongside Crystal Wing. Anyways, the last card we're playing is Mistworm. I actually got a rarity bump version of Mistworm, so I went from the ultra rare to the secret rare. What he does is, on synchro summon, you get to target 3 cards your opponent controls and return them to the hand. The interesting thing is the ultra rare says target. This one originally did not target, but I believe this one was made before problem solving card text. So just an interesting thing about how a card went from non-targeting to targeting. Alright, moving into the Link monsters, and there's only one Link monster you need to be playing in this deck, and that is Rubber Band Shooter. This is arguably the deck that makes Speedroid just one of the best synchro decks right now. I think the if I had to argue, I think the two best synchro decks right now are Speedroids and Dragoonities. I think those are really the only playable synchro decks aside from the janky combo synchro decks that exist out there. Like if you're just trying to build a pure synchro deck, it's definitely Dragoonity and Speedroid. High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter solves so many issues with the deck, and I'll just read you the effect. So he needs 2 wind monsters, and then his effect is, during your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one wind monster. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except synchros. You can banish 1 wind synchro monster from your extra deck, reveal 2 Speedroid monsters with different names from your deck whose total levels equal the level of the synchro monster banished. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand, and if you do, and you send the other to the graveyard. And then you can only use each effect of Rubber Bandit once per turn. This guy's awesome. He solves a lot of issues, and there's actually a couple ways you can effectively guarantee yourself certain cards. So this guy solves a lot of issues with Speedroids that they had originally, but now there's actually a few ways to guarantee yourself certain cards. So say you wanted something like Terratop, you would go into your extra deck and you'd banish a level 7. You'd banish something like Clearwing. And then you would take from your deck, so you need a 3 and a 4, you would take double Yo-Yo, because he can summon a level 3 or lower from the graveyard, and you would take Terratop. Now, because he gives you an extra normal summon, you always get the extra normal summon for either Terratop or Yo-Yo, and then that guarantees you the Terratop, because Terratop will be in the graveyard, thus you can summon it with Yo-Yo, triggering Terratop, or you can normal summon it using the extra normal summon given to you, and that will also trigger the Terratop. So just a few janky ways you can guarantee yourself stuff like that. You can also guarantee a level 7 synchro that way in the same form, or not guarantee yourself a level 7 synchro, but you can guarantee yourself a Dai Denko that same way, or you can also get like Horse Stilts or Yo-Yo, so if you have something in your hand or something in your graveyard you want at the same time, like you could go either way. Then banishing an 8, something like Crystal Wing, which is why we usually play 2, you can reveal the Yo-Yo or the Horse Stilts and get stuff like that. But there's also a few ways to do some other things, such as Dice and Yo-Yo with the level 5s and 6s and stuff. So very awesome card, just allows you to kind of mess with the levels a little bit more and guarantee a few things. But that's it for the deck. That's it for Speedroids. I love Speedroids. I think that this deck is a fantastic, fantastic version of Speedroids, and I don't think I would play it another way unless Tempest got hit. Now, I have thought about citing the Kaiju engine, so stuff like, and Malicious Magnet, so like probably 3 Kaijus in the 2 Slumber, and then Malicious Magnet, like 3 of him. So if you want to do that, that's definitely a way to go. But I think that this deck overall is a fantastic, fantastic deck. It's super fun. It's pretty cheap. It's on the, it's not super expensive, but it's definitely worth taking a look at. Anyways, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're down there, check out the description. Like I said, there's a link to our Patreon, our Teespring, and our Discord. So if you feel like checking out any of those are all down there for you to see. With that said, I will see you guys in the next video.